Hi everyone, my name is Emily Teacher, and today we're going to read together the story Land of Contrasts. Thailand is a country about the size of France with a population of over 65 million people. About 50% of the people live in rural areas away from Bangkok, the nation's capital, and its only major city. Tourism is the country's top industry. Every year, visitors from all over the world vacation in Bangkok, but most of them leave without seeing the rest of this fascinating country. This is a pity, for Thailand is a land of startling contrasts. It is made up of four distinct regions. So maybe you've heard about Bangkok in Thailand, but you might not know about all of the other places there are. So, we're going to talk specifically about the four very different regions that are in Thailand. The northwestern region is the least accessible part of the country because of its mountainous terrain and many forests. Tigers, leopards, bears, and monkeys inhabit the more remote areas. Deer and buffalo graze on the grasslands that cover the lower slopes of the mountains. One of the world's great wildlife sanctuaries is located near the city of Chiang Mai. Its population is only a small fraction of Bangkok's. The two most important industries in this part of the country are lumber and tin mining. So, in this northwest western region, it's very hard to get to, right? Because of all the forests and the mountains there. There's lots of different animals, including some deer and buffalo that eats the grass on the grasslands there on the bottom of the mountains. And one of these great wildlife sanctuaries is located in the city Chiang Mai in this area. So while it's very, very small, there's really a lot to see there, but it's very hard to get to. The northeastern part of Thailand is vastly different from the northwestern part. It is by far the poorest region. Few crops grow there because of its arid climate and its barren soil. Poor highways and a lack of railroads add to its problems. This region has little industry, and most of its people live in poverty. Many have left the land hoping to find work in Bangkok. So, the northwestern part of Thailand is very lush and filled with nature, but the northeastern part is quite the opposite. It's arid, so it's very dry. The soil is not good to grow, so there's not a lot of food there. There's not a lot of jobs. Most people in that area live in poverty. They are very poor. So many of them leave to go to Bangkok to try and find work. Let's read about the third region here. The most prosperous region is the Great Central Plain. There, the soil is fertile and crops grow in abundance. Farmers produce enough rice to feed the people of Thailand and still have some for export. Other crops include cotton, sugar, corn, tobacco, and peanuts. Bangkok is located on the southern edge of the Central Plain. It is a modern city with huge luxury hotels that have sprung up in recent years to accommodate the ever increasing hordes of tourists. Many of them visit Bangkok to explore its rich cultural history. Among the city's attractions are over 400 Buddhist temples and numerous universities. There is also a huge grand palace where the rulers of Thailand once lived in luxury. Not all of the capital is splendid, though. Tourists seldom stray from the downtown area, with its many expensive shops and fine restaurants. But not far off are the more squalid parts of Bangkok. There, the city's poor live in overcrowded conditions. So, this is the most wealthy, the most rich region is the Great Central Plain here. The soil is very fertile. A lot of crops can grow there. They grow a lot of rice, right? So much for Thailand, and they even sell some to other countries. And this is where Bangkok is. So Bangkok is a very modern city. There's so many big buildings and expensive hotels. So usually the tourists, people who are coming to Thailand just to visit, they like to go to Bangkok. So there's a lot to see there, very beautiful things in the city. But then on the outside of the city, there's also the squalid parts, right? Like any city, there's also some poor people who live there, right? In very poor conditions. Like here it says they live in overcrowded conditions. So there's many poor people, but not really much place for them to go. The fourth distinctive region is the southern part of the country. It reaches to the Malaysian peninsula within 500 miles of the equator. This part of Thailand is mostly tropical rainforests, with a humid climate and over 200 inches of rain a year. It has an incredible variety of plant and animal life. For example, over 1,000 different kinds of butterflies live there. It also has some of the finest beaches in the world to lure those tourists seeking a change from the hectic city life of Bangkok. So, this fourth distinctive region is much different than the other three. It's very humid, very hot. There's a lot of rainforests there, right? So it rains quite a lot to keep that rainforest green and lush and full. There's also so many plants and animals that live here, even over 1,000 different kinds of butterflies. So we can tell that there's an abundance of animal life in this part of Thailand. And there are also some beautiful beaches that people can visit. Visitors who spend a week or two in Bangkok may go home and tell their families and friends that they have seen Thailand. However, only those who have explored all four regions of the country can truly say, I have seen Thailand. So if you ever go to Thailand, try not to just stay in Bangkok because there's so many beautiful things to see. Thank you for reading with me today. We do have links related to each story. If you want the link for this one here, you can find it down in the description below.